Hi, I'm Bill Lampton. I was just spending some time looking through this book, one of the most popular business books ever written, Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I spent some time looking through Chapter 5. Chapter 5 has the title, Seek First to Understand and Then to Be Understood. Hey, that's a little backward, isn't it? Don't we want other people to understand us first? Well, Covey says we need to reverse that approach. In fact, in this chapter, Covey gives 5 levels of listening. The first level is ignoring. Wow, ignoring other people. Now, of course, you and I are too polite to ever do that, but certainly we've had it done to us. Picture the last social gathering you went to when you were talking with someone. They seemed to be paying attention to you. They were looking you in the eye, and yet you did catch them glancing over your shoulder because they wanted to find someone they considered more interesting to talk with. The second habit is pretending. Pretending. In this instance, we are giving eye contact. Maybe our nonverbal signals say we're listening to the person, but we're really not. In fact, we're thinking of something else. For example, gee, I wonder, was it bread or milk that I was supposed to pick up on the way home from work today? I wonder what it really was. And then the third level may sound a little bit more familiar to us. It's the selective listening level. Let's illustrate this. In the selective listening level, you pick out what's pleasant and what you agree with. Let's say you're going through your annual performance review. Your boss looks at all your accomplishment. Your boss praises you for those. But then there comes a point in the conversation where your supervisor says, well, then, of course, there are some things that we need to look at for correction and improvement. Okay, now is when you do your selective listening, and you're not nearly as attentive and you're not nearly as attuned to what the person is saying. The next level is even better, though. It's higher up, and this is attentive listening. In this case, we really are giving the person our concentration. We're trying to catch what they say. But that's still not enough, because Covey talks about the highest level of all. That is the level of empathic listening. Empathic listening. And this means that we go beyond the words that are spoken, and we go beyond what we just hear audibly. We try to get the feelings. Remember, Peter Drucker said that real communication is when we learn to find the meaning between the words. And that's what Stephen Covey's talking about here. Interestingly enough, Covey was on the Today Show with Charlie Gibson on the 10th anniversary of the publication of his 7 Habits book. Charlie Gibson asked him, which is the toughest of the habits for you to follow, Dr. Covey? And Covey said, well, I consider myself well informed on a lot of topics, and so number 5, seek first to understand and then to be understood, is the toughest for me. I find it takes a lot of discipline for me to listen. Right now, I invite you to rate yourself on the scale. Where are you? Ignoring, pretending, selective listening, attentive listening, or empathic listening? I invite you to move your listening pattern into the empathic listening strategy, and you're going to find that you become the person that everybody else wants to talk with. Thanks for being with me for a few minutes and for listening. For more information, please visit my website, championshipcommunication.com.